Well, it's a nice warm December Friday at the range. I've got the 98 Mauser again. We'll pick up where I left off in trying to find a powder charge that works well. In a previous video I had a string of shots that looked promising at 46.7 grains of IMR 4166, I believe is what it was. And I've replicated that load today so we can verify it. I have the chrono set up. The lighting doesn't look like it's going to cooperate, but I'll give it a try anyway to make sure that we get decent velocity data there. I ran the data through Gordon's reloading tool, and it suggested that there may be an accuracy node at 45.9 grains of IMR 4166 based on my barrel length, my case volume of the brass that I'm using, and the velocity that I measured on those previous shots fired. It also, through a parametric powder search that recommends a better powder charge and a better powder burn rate, it's saying that about 47 grains, just under 47 grains of IMR 4064 should look pretty good in this configuration as well. So I'll start off with the 46.7 grains of 4166, see if we can get verification on the velocities that we had before, and we'll move on from there. I don't know if I'll get good chrono data or not. I've got the target camera set up, so I'll start the live video on that. So we'll have the targets downrange. Again, we're at 100 yards. This is a Leupold M8 fixed 4-power scope. I'm shooting at the standard pistol target that I shoot at a lot. It's a black bullseye about, oh, I don't know, 2.5, 3. With this scope, that should work fine. So let's put some downrange, and my target camera says it's not connecting. Isn't that wonderful? Okay, so I think I have the target camera issues resolved. That little bit of delay might have cost us our chrono data, but I guess that's the price you pay. So here we go, shot number 1. This is again verifying the 46.7 grains of IMR 4166. And I did get a chrono reading, 2570. And the shot is right where the group was the other day, a little bit high. Felt pretty good on the trigger pull for, I haven't shot a rifle in about a week, so doesn't surprise me. 2578, I think that's pretty close to where they were the other day. We'll go for another shot. That one came down a little bit. 2570, pretty consistent so far anyway. So those two shots are probably 1.5 to 2 inches apart. That one's about the same elevation, but the other side of the black. So that's not grouping real good. 2560 on that velocity. This string was mostly to verify that velocity, so I'll try to lock in a little tighter here. .2561 that time. right in the middle of the other 3. That's right up by the first shot. I did load 10 of these. That's 5. I could do another string of 5 of these. 2571. The velocity is very consistent. But I think I would like to move on to the 45.9 of 4166. I will scooch over to the other target real quickly. That way we can print a cleaner group. Okay, so this is going to be 45.9 grains of 4166, which is a powder charge where Gordon's reloading tool suggested there may be an accuracy node at this barrel length, this brass case volume, this bullet. Okay, so I'm going to have to change this real quick. We'll stop the camera, go back and move our target. Alright, so now we're on to the 45.9 grains of 4166. Okay, that's 2 rings out, about 11 o'clock. Except for that was the same. I shot the wrong round. I shot one of the other 5 from that first group. So we'll just remember that that shot does not belong there, and we'll move on to the one that I should have shot. Always on video, man. Always on video. Put it right up next to it though. So I guess if you're going to shoot a round that doesn't belong in your group, if you keep them close together. It's about 60 today. That's right up there too. Okay, so the 2 shots of the new charge of 45.9 are quite close together. And then that one that's a little further out, that was actually with the first charge. .2559 on the velocity. Yeah, 2560 and 2559 on the 2 new charges. I certainly having technology difficulties today. I didn't restart the group, but we won't worry about that. We'll just remember that I shot 6 of those original rounds, and there's 2 in a row of the new round. 2560 and 2559 were the measured velocities on those 2. That one came down just a little bit. It's in the 9 ring at about 11 o'clock. But this suggested charge is certainly shooting okay. And let's try one more. Yeah, the gun's barely warming up. Yeah, what did we get there? I got that one over to the right a little bit. Okay, this will be shot number 5 of that recommended powder charge. That one came down to the left. So that group opened up just like the other groups have so far. So I didn't see any real magic there. Of course, I'm not playing full-blown lock-in shoot. This is just evaluating some charges. So I think what I'd like to do is to go down and change the target, and then I'd like to try the 47 grains of 4064. So I'll be right back. I decided to mark the targets rather than change them out. Save on paper that way. I buy those in 100 pack and go through them pretty quickly. If I can just repurpose them, it saves a little bit. Looks like the velocities were pretty consistent on that suggested charge of 45.9. So now let's try the 47 grains of 4064 that was suggested by the parametric powder search in Gordon's reloading tool. So, got the right one, numbered 3 on the primer. Don't shoot the wrong round again. Okay, here we go. So, I'll go back to the left target. Thing's pretty set here. And hopefully we'll still get a velocity reading. It's starting to be a little bit less light. We got to turn the target camera on, guys. Don't want to forget that. And the Android turned off on me. Actually, let's shoot at the right target, and then I don't have to change this camera. Go back to record. Okay. We'll use the right target, not the left target. .2630. You can tell the difference in the smell. Look like that's up high. It's nowhere near a max load. No, 2587, which I don't know if that's accurate chrono numbers. It is getting quite dusk. And I'm not seeing where that shot went. It might be between those other two from the first group. What I'll probably do is maybe I'll leave the second batch of these for another day when I've got a little more light, or maybe I'll shoot more. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I see that one. That's right in the, let's see, 987 ring at about 11 o'clock. They're kind of stacking in that area over there. This looks like it might have potential. $25.90 that time. Is that the same? Nope, that's not a repeat. So I got a $25.87 and a $25.90. The first reading was $26.30, but like I said, the sun's starting to set here, so we're not going to have great chrono information. And I didn't see where that one impacted, so I'll have to take a look at that. That might be at about 7 o'clock in the 9 ring. And here's the last one of these 5. I'll have to review this footage at home. That looks like that might have been back up high again. Okay, well, I don't know what I want to do next. I have 4 more of the first charge and 5 more of the second and third charges. 2577 on the velocity. So yeah, the 4064 doesn't seem to be, at that charge anyway, to be quite as consistent. But we do have kind of a region there where this thing's tending to shoot today. And both of the suggested charges seem to want to land high and left versus the 46.7, which seemed to want to be high and, was it high and right before? I'll have to review some old target footage and see what we were coming up with there. So, I think I'll, yeah, I don't know what I want to do. I'm indecisive. I could go down and change the targets and try another batch. It's pretty quiet here this evening. Okay, we're back on the left target, and I'll go ahead and shoot the remaining 4 of the first charge. And just for the heck of it, I'll run them out of the magazine. I haven't shot this rifle out of the magazine very much. I mean, I've been single feeding it from the magazine so that the extractor comes up on the rim the way it's supposed to. Controlled feed rifle. And the chronograph is reset. We'll record on the target camera, and we'll shoot these remaining rounds. See, I don't think the chrono information is going to be very good. And that last one was up in that little string. Okay, well, you know, it's kind of batching them up there. It's not a spectacular group or anything like that, but it is showing some consistency. That's the original 46.7 grains of 4166. So I still have one more group of 5 of the recommended 45.9 of 4166, and I still have 5 more of the 47 grains of 4166. I think what I might do is save those for another time when the light's a little better, and try it again at that time. So I'll take a look at the targets when I get home and see what I've got.